Hey, welcome. I was just starting to do my DD. Glad you're here. I'm John Zidars, and this is Wednesday the 15th on behalf of PB Alerts, giving you the alerts you want, but the training you need. This is my DD. You know, I like to call this at the top and hot because I'm looking at things that just should be moving because they've got catalyst, they've got cause, they've got power and technicals. There's just a lot of good power surrounding these things. Yesterday we looked at some top gainers that had at least over 1 million shares moved that were the biggest performers on the OTC market, over 200%. And I played one of those today as a swing trade, and I want to show you what I'm in the midst of. Then we're going to go take a look at some news, some things that I think you should be taking a look at. I think they're going to take off too. So let's jump into it and see what my DD produces tonight. Okay, so here we are at my favorite platform, TOS, that is Think or Swim. It's an absolute free platform you can get just for signing up for a free TD Ameritrade account. They'll give you a download link, you download it. They'll even give you 45 minutes of one-on-one on the phone and remote connection and help you. They will set it up for you. You tell them what you want to see and how you want to play it, they'll set it up for you. 45 minutes for free. You can't beat that deal. Okay, I've got this kind of set up for us right here for what I want to show you was my entry today on a swing trade. Yesterday we looked at 3 stocks that were at the very top, did high percentages on the OTC market, some of the highest, and they had over 1 million shares sold. These were those stocks: SUWN, MDMP, and PSRU. PSRU, which is what you see in front of you here, did about 242% gains yesterday. It was hot. Why was it hot? Let me show you. Found this news over here on OTCmarkets.com. PSRU, this came out yesterday. Sign Vision's film library of over 2,000 titles featuring major A-list stars now available to Valiant Eagle for NFT content. It says down here that this possibly could be the largest NFT source to date. Sign Visions Global has signed a letter of intent to allow Valiant Eagle's NFT marketplace, Fungi, to sell Sign Vision's film and television catalog of over 2,000 titles. The Sign Vision Global letter of intent comes as Fungi's NFT marketplace looks to launch within the next few weeks. That's what got it rolling. Now, folks, what is an NFT? This is a non-fungible token. It is a crypto, but unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's not a value coin that has a set price. It's more like artwork. It's bid on. It's worth something to one person and something more to somebody else. And they're doing this with sports stars, rock stars, artwork, anything you can imagine right now. And it's new and hot. As you can see by that chart, it really took off yesterday. So I saw that news and I understand a little bit about the excitement surrounding NFTs. There's still a little bit of mystery, a lot of speculation. Speculation helps kick a price up. I liked it, so I decided to play it today. Now, before I enter a stock, I get things set up. I want to know where the danger zone is. I want to know where my supports are so that I can make decisions while the day is happening. So let me show you how I set this up just by looking at the chart, and then I'll show you how I played it. All right, I've got a lot of preliminary stuff set up here. These are the 3 stocks we looked at yesterday, as I said, and I played PSRU based on that news. First thing I did, and I'm going to have to come out 4 hours, 6 months, so you can see my lines. All right, now you can't see them all here. Let me bring this all the way down. There they are. This is the same picture as over here. This is 5 minutes, and this is 6 months. Okay, this blue line here, all the blue lines, any blue line you see is a 50% mark of a surge or a 50% mark of a fall. In this case, they're all surges. We had this one back here. I grabbed the very top and the very bottom. I found the middle, boom. And this is just going to run. Obviously, it has no play with me right now, but it will when I get to it. The next one I put in was this surge. I found the top and the bottom, found the middle, smacked that one in there. Not going to be a part of our game, so I'm going to push these out of our way over here. But now you know what they are. Those are there because if I get there in a hurry, I want to know about them. Now this yellow one is your basic resistance and support. This is a spot where the price continues to hit and change direction over and over again. So it's either strong on the top and you can't get through it, or it's strong on the bottom and you can't get through it. And this is the only flat part in the old graph in 6 months. Rock and roll, downhill roll, flat. Then it just went downhill. So I took that as a major support. That's this line right there. All right, now let's come in a little bit closer. And, all right, this blue line right there, right here, that is, let me come out so you can see that in a better angle. That blue line is the 50% of this surge, which is what I'm playing today. This was of importance to me today. I needed to know if this stock fell, was it strong or weak? So I draw a 50% line here, and I expect a strong surge to fall. So I honestly expected this to fall, but I'll play it if it runs. So I expected this to come down and not go any further than that blue line. This was drawn before the day started. So I didn't know any of this was going to be sitting here. Now I expected it to come down below that blue line and come back up if it's strong. If it isn't strong, what am I going to do? Well, I got to get out. But you got to know where you're getting out. And that's what this line is. I grabbed a support right there. Now let me scroll this up. You see there's nothing here. That's all air. There's no prices to draw any lines on. This is the last one. It touched, it touched, it touched, it touched, it touched. There's no touching. A little touching there. Look, if we get past this red line, it's going to fall. And it's going to fall all the way down to there. Like the little Donkey Kong man when the barrel hit him. That's what's going to happen here. So that's my get out line. That's why it's red. I get there, I'm out of here. So those are all drawn before I start my day. So I know how it's going to set up. So this is where my day starts. And when it started, now let me get this. I am on the minute. Now I'm going to tell you what my game plan was. I was ready to play the dip. I was going to watch it and get on a low if it fell. If it took off, I was going to jump into it. Now this is how I enter a stock when I don't know which way it's going to go. I only put a portion of my investment into it. About, I don't know, 1/5 maybe, 1/4, maybe 1/3 if I'm confident a little, but I like to keep it small, and there's a reason for that. So I only put in $200 on a dip. When I saw it starting to climb again, I thought, hey, she's starting to go the right direction. So I put some more on her. She didn't cooperate, and she came down, as you can see, and she sat right on that 50, just like I thought she was probably going to. You can even see she tagged my red line. I was nervous. I was ready. Now, why am I nervous? I'll tell you why. I have a cash account for trading. I have no margins. What's the difference? Margins is a credit card. They give you credit. You can spend money you don't have. You don't get trapped not making plays because you don't have any powder. I'm cash. I can only buy what I can afford, plain and simple. But there is a delay. Like cashing a check, they won't let you spend the money for 3 days until the check clears. That's the same way it is with the cash account. I can buy a stock today and I can sell it today, but I can't re-spend that money until the transaction is accounted for and gets back, which takes 2 to 3 days. Really, it's 2 days. So that money is out of play for 2 days. So if I get out of this play, herky-jerky scared right here because it touched the line and then goes up like this, I got to wait 2 days to get my money, and I'm watching it climb. So it takes you got to have some gumption. You got to ride it out. So this was scary for me. But it was bouncing on the top of the line that I had drawn before this started. So I was very confident what was going on here. But then I had to start watching my SMAs. And I seen her swooping, but I knew nothing was going to happen until she started coming up. That's just the way the game is played. So while I was down here, I started making some purchases. But here was how my day went, folks. I woke up this morning with no money. I had $1.51 in my account. I wanted to make a play. I haven't made a play in a while because, well, I'm buying a house and I'm all tied up. But buddy, oh boy, I'm bored. So I went and sold something today that had a bounce. As soon as it did, I sold 1/3 of it and I took some of that money and I bought my first position. When I seen that it had fallen down here to this 50% mark, and I was down. Now I was down about $79. That's all. That's the secret to buying small positions before you know what's going to happen. If it falls, you've only got a small position, so you only lose a little bit. Now, no matter how much more I buy, you can't change your loss. I lost $79. It was still $79. What I lessened was the percentage. I bought more down here, so now $79 on 200 is a lot. But $7,900 on 8 or $79 on 800 is not. So that's what you're doing. You're minimizing your loss by percentage, but the dollar is the same. So I knew that was going to be going on, so I was basically averaging down here and bringing my initial prices down. Now I'll show you my buys right now. Okay, there's my buys, folks. Now I didn't have any money until I sold 1/3 of my stock, and I bought in here. Then I saw it fall, and I said, doggone, this is an opportunity. So I went and sold something else, and I bought more. Then I saw that it came down even lower. As you can see, I originally bought, my first purchase was just under a penny. Just under a penny. My second purchase was over a penny because I thought it was going up. I was ready to pay a little more to get in the rocket. So I paid a little more, but the rocket chugged and fell down to the water. But it's floating on the water. It didn't sink, so I was happy. And while it was down here, I figured I'd make things good for myself, and I started buying more. And I was buying it at cheaper prices. 0084, 81, 8, 81, 78. But I saw right here, I was coming down on the 200 just to the flat. So that was my last purchase. At this point, I had, what was it, about 116,000 shares at $1,200 roughly, and I started off with like a $200 investment. And when it came back up, right about this line, because it came down, it came up. Right now I broke even. I'm about $35 up, and I'm riding this because I expect it to rise. Now, how far do I expect this to rise? Because it is a swing trade. I'm not getting out of it in a day. I'm going to give it time to grow. So let us back this up and get a picture of what we're looking at here. Okay, I don't think there's any life. Right, see, that's way back there. But that's what these lines are for. So it's already past this support. Matter of fact, it looks like it's sticking. Now, I only spitballed that. It's not right on top of line. So I could be closer to that than I think here. But you see, she's hanging around that line. So I expect her to start reaching for the next line. And ultimately, folks, I'm thinking she's going to get up here to that 3 cents. 2 cents I'll be happy with. Why? Because I doubled my investment. I got in on a penny. When it hits 2 cents, I've doubled my money. My $1,200 will be worth $24. And if it goes to 3 and I don't sell any, then I will have $3,600. Now, there's a lot of decisions I can make there. When it gets to this point, I've doubled my money, which means I can take out everything I put in and leave all the gains in there, and that's free. All those shares are free now, and I can forget about them for 6 months or a year, or just let it grow. And I got to tell you, that is a great plan. You don't have to leave everything. What I will probably do is, if I get to 3 cents, that's going to triple my money. I will leave about 1/3. I will take all my money out, the original $1,200. I'll take out $1,200 for profit, and I will leave $1,200 in there to grow. And you know, the biggest gains I've had on stocks as a day trader are the ones I ignore the longest. Swear to God. I had 26 stocks that I had traded and left free shares in. Just left them. Sometimes it was 1/3, sometimes it was only 1/5, but I left it. I would just not pay any mind to them because I didn't need to. Then when I needed to, I came back and looked and was like, oh my goodness, this thing is up 1,100%. It's a great way to make money. Let your money make money for you with no stress. Of course, sell if it starts to fall, but let it keep working for you. The more trades you have making money, the more money you're going to make. So that was my swing trade today. It is stuck in this channel right here. It's doing everything it's supposed to, so I'm really not worried about it. It has been waiting, as I said, for that 200 to turn around. Now I live on a 5 minute, so the 5 minute isn't perfect. It's not showing the greatest growth, but what I see here is that the 10, the hard way, is meandering across this chart, biding time. It doesn't want to fall any further than that 50%. It knows its own value. The algorithm has got it. But it's waiting for this 200 to get closer so it can jump on top of it and move. And I feel that if it can do all of that, because these lines are getting close here, it jumps on top of that purple, it should have a chance. Now, I will jump out. If it gets down to this red, if it does some crazy fall, I know what's beneath it. A long drop. So, that's my setup. So, what are we looking at for tomorrow for other plays? Well, I could jump over here and I could show you a couple different things. I know that I do believe that DFTC and I believe it was TIPS. Where'd TIPS go? There it is, TIPS. These two are going current. Now this is 218% and this is 192% for going current. What do I mean by going current? Well, in the OTC market, there is a lot of, you have to provide information on a regular basis. That's just what you're supposed to do. Your financials, any 8Ks, you're supposed to file. And if you don't file, you shouldn't be able to sell your stock. So being pink current or just current means you're current on all your filings. Well, there are a lot of stocks that are not current and they get into bad shape. And then you can't even buy anymore until they get current. You can sell and evacuate your hold, but you can't average down. You can't take advantage of it as it's crushing in front of you. So when they do get current, people get excited and they bounce because they've saved their fortunes. They've got their investments back and people get excited. And these two are all about going current. Swarm has had some very peculiar news today, folks. I don't know what to think about this. You want to read this with me and you tell me what you think. All right, here we are over at OTC Markets again because they're the legitimate site backed by the SEC and FINRA. You can trust the information here. They had 90% gain today. They went over a penny. Gee whiz, that was probably just under a penny today. And now it's doubled itself almost, so it's just over a penny. Pink current, everything looks great here. Let's just take a gander at their stocks so you know how much they have. 487 million in the float. Okay, this is what I wanted you to see. This is their news that came out today. Now, I don't know what to make of it. I've been reading more news to see what's going on here. AppSwarm makes a lot of different apps, and I can't keep up with everything they're doing, but they're involved. They're out there, and they've got a lot of wild tech, including this. Oh my God. Okay, AppSwarm Corp, a software development company and aggregator of mobile applications, announced an advisory agreement with Geometric Energy Corporation for their SpaceX Doge 1 mission to the moon. Doge Labs will assist in providing corporate and strategic partnerships to the Doge 1 project, an established working relationship to explore future space-related projects. Now check this out. Doge 1 is the first ever commercial lunar payload in history, paid entirely with Dogecoin, launching aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Okay, we're not done yet. This gets weirder. The mission will deploy a small CubeSat into lunar orbit that will be, are you ready for this? That will be equipped with a camera to record video of the satellite's pixel display screen that is enabled to play digital content, including NFT art. Am I hearing this right? there's going to be a camera floating in space that comes close to a satellite and takes pictures of it. And we get to see a little screen on it. And what? I don't understand this. We're looking at a computer screen out in space. The display screen will then be live streamed from CubeSat to various social media and streaming platforms, including Twitch and YouTube. Now, there's a lot going on with this company, but just this in itself is the reason it's jumping today. It's strange, it's interesting, and I got to tell you, folks, there's a lot of NFT news out right now. And NFTs are wild. They're wild. In case you don't know what an NFT is, that is a non-fungible token. As I said before, they're just everywhere, right? Everywhere. Okay, let's go back to the chart. Okay, we've got the swarm chart up on both sides here. 4 hour on the left, 5-day on the right. You can see, let me guess, that's going to be February. Absolutely the stimulus month. Lots of money in everybody's hands being spent very frivolously. And then you've got the last 5 days. You can see it's been coming downhill like most OTC stocks after February. And it started to come back up at the beginning of last month. But right now she's taken a large surge. This news had impact, right? You can see there was virtually, well, there's not a whole lot of volume to talk about. We had a bump here and a low bubble there, but still, it wasn't doing a lot until today. And how did it end? Folks, it ended like a Momo play. We are burning red up here in the RSI, riding at 74 on the 5-minute chart I live on. The MACD is just cruising, folks. It's up at 733. You can see that the volume has gotten stronger. We had a very strong crossover with the 10 over the 20 and over the 200 and still pushing forward. And the price is gotten bigger with the volume supporting it. This is a perfect play. This is a play I would be looking at for tomorrow. For Thursday on the 16th, this would be a good morning play. I don't know how far it can go, but I'll bet you the first 30 minutes it gives you something nice. So this is a nice Momo play. Let's see if there was something else here. As a matter of fact, I have already done some looking at interesting news that came out today. And I just want to go over this news with you. We'll look at it and we'll take a look at the charts. And these are companies I think are worthy to consider as swing trades and investment plays. But I haven't I haven't dove deep into the DD to know everything about these companies. But the news today is exciting and I want to share it with you. Now, I get my news right here. I don't go, I spend a lot of time on this page, folks. This is where I get my news all day long. I come over here right there, and all I got to do is this, and it comes up in order. Whatever is at the top was the most recent news. It's not live. It doesn't change in front of your eyes with your hands in the air. You do have to click the button over there, but it's here. And this is where I've been finding my news today, and I can see there's been more news since I've looked at it last. I was down here at Toto's. That was the last bit of news I looked at. So all of this is new news I have not considered. And I don't read every piece of news. I look at the headlines and I just let something grab me. And a couple here grab me, and I've already got the address here in my mouse. So let me bring this up. NSAV had news today. This is the news. Net savings link, they've been doing a lot here lately. The stock has been moving. They've been in the news a lot. Been a lot of activity. Investors are on this stock. Again, here we go with crypto. Net Savings Link, a cryptocurrency, blockchain, and digital asset technology company, today announced that the launch of its premium OTC crypto trading desk will take place on Friday, September 17th. So we're talking 2 days. Now, this is the important part. NSAV's OTC desk will offer private and personalized services to institutions and high net worth individuals that trade large blocks of cryptocurrency. So you are now dealing with big whales, people who have money. These aren't small orders. He goes on here to say Offer increased liquidity without slippage, price protection, anonymity, fiat support, unlimited purchases, and purchases of rare tokens. So they're going to draw in a lot of income, a lot of, I don't want to say revenues, but they're going to have a lot of money spent with them. So I think this one is going to grab a lot of attention. And let's go see what the chart looks like from this news today. All right, NSAV, let me see, she is at 30 cents right now, and today she hit a high of, not 30 cents, 3 cents. Dyslexic, I told you, flipped it. 3 cents, it was almost at 4 cents today. This is our 4-hour look over here. That's 6 months. You can see she had a big bang here. Is that going to be February? Yes, that's our stimulus month. Lots of volume when all the money was in the air. And then it got piddly, but you can see there has been many days of climb here, folks. Many days. And it started all the way back here at 007 and hit 14 cents. Oh my goodness, folks. That is something like, is that 2,000% gains? Somebody do the math. I think that's right. So that was a huge jump and a huge dynamic fall. I can't lie. I don't know what kicked it up so high. You can see there was more volume on the sale than there was on the buys. But she is kicking again. This big surge, just, let's see here. Right here, about 50%, if this was a legitimate surge, then it should give a lot of that back. But as I said, when a stock isn't strong, it falls. So this had, obviously, this was all in just a couple days. And you can see where it hit. It hit that 200 and came right back down. Has not wanted to be over that 200 for quite a while. On the short term, with the news that just came out, she took a pop and came back down. Doesn't seem like people are real excited about it, but I thought you might want to take a look at this because she has some huge bounces, maybe worthy of your watch list. All right, let's take another one I found in the news. All right, this is more crypto, folks. Now, just so you don't get the wrong idea, I rarely play crypto. I have bought it and just thrown it in the corner and forgot about it. Matter of fact, I had a bunch of XRP that is covering half of my down payment for the house. Had a hard time selling it. You can't sell it in America. Had to open up a European account, which was very difficult. And I traded it for Bitcoin, and I could bring the Bitcoin back to America, and I sold that. But in any case, this is more information that came out today. I thought it was interesting. Rocket Fuel Blockchain Inc., a global provider payment solutions via Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, today announced Italian Yachts, a luxury motor yachts company, is now using Rocket Fuel's payment platform to accept Bitcoin payments to attract new customers and sales. Imagine that. You hit it big one day on Bitcoin and just say, you know what, I feel like buying a yacht. These people will take my Bitcoin. How easy is that? Boom, just like that. So, I don't know, like I said, I'm not into crypto, but there's so much news and excitement around it, you can't ignore it. You got to at least put some of this stuff on a watch list. And if it starts to run, well, you don't have to know what's under the hood of a car to get into the vehicle and ride it. So I'm just keeping eyes on this. Okay, Rocket Fuel, we got the 4-hour to the left. We got the 5-minute to the right. Doesn't look all that interesting on the 5-minute. I'll tell you that right now. That doesn't show a lot of anything that I'm interested in. All I can say is she hit a low bubble here and had one heck of a pop. And Rocket Fuel right now is one of the more expensive stocks that I look at. It's at $1.16. You can see now, is this going to be February? No, that is not February. That's April. That's February. So April was a much bigger month, and there obviously was some news on April 6th. That was one heck of a jump. Wow. Oh my goodness. That went from $1.30 to $5.75. Woohoo! So, another one for the list. Now you're thinking, wow, is this guy only going to show us crypto? No. I got something else for you. As a matter of fact, let me show you the best one I like. I found this one today, and I've already shared this with a few people. I haven't done full DD on it, but I've done enough to be excited about it. So let me show you this one. So this is it. This is DSGT, DSG Global Inc. This is an OTC QB stock, which is a better stock. They're more transparent. They audit all of their financials. Very good place to be if you're going to be on the OTC. Running at 30 cents, and they dipped today with news. And I think it's really good news. But, well, you tell me. First off, let me tell you that this company is an EV auto manufacturer. Let me show you some of what they have here. These are what they call their high-speed cars. They got the Terra E pickup and the ETS, and I think they just renamed the ETS. One of their biggest markets, though, because they sell these all over, is their low-speed vehicles. Not very pretty, I'll give you that. Look very European, but these are quite popular. They also have different types of scooters and bikes. Come on, show the people what you got. There you go. They got these different types of scooters, and they also have commercial vehicles, which covers garbage trucks, regular loading trucks, small loading trucks. Now, they have had news today, and I will show you the news. Now, this is just a piece of the news. They've been having so much news lately. They are in a lot of different trade shows showing off their goods, bringing their cars in and, getting more investors, more retailers. They're just spreading the word. They're on a campaign. So when you look through their disclosures and news PRs, you're going to see a lot of that. Their 10Q just came out last month. They did 300% gains year over year. That's great. They have just got a wholesale importer to achieve larger scale distribution in the United States. They have finalized initial dealer network for production readiness across the country. And the recent news today, though it may not sound really big, it really is. DSG Global and Imperium Motor Company, which is their subsidiary that makes the EV cars, was granted SAE and EPA numbers used in the manufacturing for multiple vehicles. Recognize this? Yeah, it's a VIN tag. VIN tags are on your cars, right? And that's what they say here, that Imperium Motor Company has received a manufacturing license and World Manufacturer Identifier, that WMI number in the corner, for the Terra E truck and the SEV. The Society of Automotive Engineers, or known as the SAE, and the Environmental Protection Agency, which we all know is the EPA, has assigned the WMI code to 7PG to the company. A WMI is the first three characters of a vehicle identification number, which uniquely identifies the manufacturer of motor vehicles. The EPA identifier number issued for Imperium Motor Company is now IMP. So they now have they're part of the VinTag manufacturing. They have been assigned a number because they're going to be doing enough autos and producing enough for sale that they need this. And I think that is just, it's like the buttons on the shirt. Maybe a lot of us don't pay attention to that little tiny button, but without them, the shirt don't even close. So this was an important piece of the puzzle. So I'm excited about this. Now let's go take a look at the chart. Okay, DSGT on the charts, 5-day on the right, 6-month on the left. Obviously, I've been looking at this. I was quite excited. You can see we've had a very strong growth here. Now, this here is the 50% line. Remember the blue lines? For that big surge right there. That yellow is a strong support, and these are strong supports, and it's just about ready to hit this support. Now, I like that recovery there. Now, this is what? 5 days, and you're pretty much virtually in the corner. Now, I agree it's taken a dip, and today did not respond well to the news. I do not know why, but we're not day trading here. These are swing trades. And this company has said that they will do $26 million from now to the end of the year because they have a lot of pre-orders, trade shows, and distributors that they have to set up by the end of the year, and all of that is already covered. The consumers and the new retail sales will be coming at the start of 2022. Now may be a good time to get into this company at this price. Could it be better? Well, probably. Let's take a gander back for a month. Let's see what she's been doing. Well, she already had a low bubble there, folks. There was your call to duty, right? Right back there. There was your call. When that low bubble was hit, the flashing for sale sign started up. The blue light special weight Kmart, for any of you who remember that. Look how she took right off from that low bubble. And even look at the volume, folks. The volume wasn't too bad. I mean, there's some good volume there, but once that low bubble hit, wow. So there is a lot of value here, or you would not have had that much sales off of a low bubble. Now, there has been news, lots of news, and this news is building momentum. Why it took a break here, I cannot tell you, but we're not day trading. This is moving up. It has lots of news. The momentum is going, and the business has started. They've covered all their bases. Bases are loaded. Looks like they're ready to run. So, this is one you need to put on your list. I've informed a lot of people about it, and it's on my list now. I got to get out of one play and shuffle to another. I like this. Maybe you will too. So why don't we jump on back to that scan, see if there's anything else here that catches. Well, you know, there was one more thing I did have, and I am willing to show you. I'm willing to show you. Makes it sound like I'm keeping it all for myself, doesn't it? I'm not. I promise. I'm giving you guys everything I got. I don't hold anything back. So this one, we're going to jump on over and just go straight to the news for this. This is a cannabis company. Now, there's a lot going on with cannabis right now, and it's really not tearing it up, but they are actually growing at an 8 to 15% clip monthly across the board. It is not a major grow like everybody was hoping for, but that steady growth that you can count on. And this company here, which is called Australia's Capital, but is now doing business as Audacious. And the man who came up with that name, his name is Terry Booth. Terry Booth is a very creative individual in the cannabis sector, wants to expand into the psychedelic sector. I'm sorry, but at this very moment it escapes me, but he was the top man, I believe the CEO of one of the biggest cannabis companies that was around. It does escape me at the moment. But in either case, they just had a really good deal today. September 15th, CEO Terry Booth is proud to announce Australia's Capital, operating as Audacious, today announced the company entered into a binding term sheet on September 14th, yesterday, 2021, to acquire 100% of the issued and outstanding shares of BW McCall Group, Inc., also known as Herbs. Herbs has entered into a distribution agreement with Ease California, the largest legal cannabis delivery and distribution company. Additionally, the company has 2 contract manufacturers lined up to commence production of the company's products in California. In addition to that, the retail license that is part of the contemplated transaction, Herb's business license, also includes the ability to cultivate, manufacture, the production and derivative and edibles of cannabis products. Folks, it's a full boat. He already had a lot of goodies of his own, but this gives him everything else, including ease, which is the big thing. Cannabis delivery has taken off, folks. Cannabis delivery has become the secret underdog that nobody is talking about. Think about it. Really, I want you to think about this. During the COVID problems, on March 28th, we hit the bottom of the market. Also on March 28th, it was reported that cannabis was considered an essential business. That essentiality was not for us to keep us calm or keep us comfortable. It was to help governments, municipalities, townships, cities with tax money. We were willing to leave our house and drive to the corner and pick up a bag of marijuana and let the company get their taxes, as if we haven't been doing that for years, right? Now you could go into some places that would deliver out the door, but the fact of the matter was there was a lot of money wrapped around cannabis. Cannabis delivery is hot. It is a growing business that has very little overhead and is licensed out to many, 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 many dispensaries. So they're doing booming business. And they got a contract built in with herb with ease. And along with that, they got their other licenses, which allows them to do everything else, to create products, sell products, cultivate. It's a full works package. That is worth a lot. I don't know what else is going on with this company, but being that I've been following cannabis, I know Terry Booth. I know he is no lazy man. He's not a hype man. He is not a BSer. This man has dreams and goals. He used to be all sharp dressed with a little tiny haircut, and now he's got this Fu Manchu and he's let his hair all grow. He's got this Willie Nelson thing going on right now, but I like the man. And that's the first thing with any company with me, especially on the OTC market, but really with any company, is liking the management, or at least appreciating their skill. And I do with him. So let's go see what that chart looks like with AU. I'm not going to remember that, so I'm just going to copy that. So there's our chart for AUSAF, better known as Audacious. Here's our 6-month chart. It has gone through what everybody else has gone through. Actually, this was January. They had their biggest climb in January. The stimulus month was not much comparison, but March they did something. May they did something. And here in July, they had a boost. Obviously, there was some news here on this particular day, July 28th. And now they're having another boost. But you can see this does have a tendency to do just this, right? Big bump and then a slide down. Big bump, slide down. Big bump, slide down. So it's definitely on a slide down right now. And I've got a 50% mark drawn here, obviously, for a surge from the bottom here to the top. Where is that? Oh, here. Yeah, the top up there. So there's the 50. And I drew that before. No. Or did I? I may have drawn it back here. I normally start it wherever I'm at. But in either case, it's sitting on it right now. It's sitting on its 50%. What do I say? If you stay above the 50% after a surge falls, 50% of the surge is strong. It feels weak when you lose 50%, but when you realize that's normal, a ball bouncing gets shorter and shorter on the bounces. So I think this was a big bounce that came down, and it might take off. We got a good crossover down here. Nice crossover coming out of the shallow reds. It does some big swoops up and down. I don't like the RSI. It's sitting at 45. But again, this isn't a day trade. This is a swing trade or an investment. I like the man. I like the company. And when the laws change, we could see some serious growth, because then they can bank. They can get loans. They can get off the OTC and onto the NASDAQ, which I guarantee you Terry Booth will take this. And then you get big time investors who want to, there's a lot of people who want to get in on the drug market, psychedelics, cannabis, DMT, MDA, because the government's seeing that they do have some benefit. People haven't been doing them strictly for recreational purposes. Some people actually find relief in these, maybe even cures. So there's a lot of people, and I tell you what, psychedelics is going to go further than cannabis. So look at that. All right, folks, that pretty much takes care of today's DD. Boy, did we cover the gamut there, did we not? I can plan some of it, but you just got to go by ear and see what's there. And I'm pretty excited about the crypto world, though I'm not a crypto man. The stocks are building around cryptos now, and they can get some of the momentum from the crypto momentum. So that's exciting. And then, of course, the electric cars. I really do like that company. I like the fact that they want to import to America and have covered those bases and got it done. It's in place. So they're ready to start bringing them over here. Tesla, you got competition, brother. Now, I don't know how much those cars are, but Tesla is not the only dog in town anymore. There's howling all over the place, and the market's going to open up. First mover advantage counted, but now variety, options, luxury, price, it's all going to come into play. Hope I've shared some good information here with you. Keep digging. Find some more, because you know what I say. That's right. The more you know, the more you grow. See you tomorrow, folks. Good luck.